Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today's live stream we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and some cryptocurrencies like we normally do here. Bitcoin holding steady right now at just down $244 today. Had a candle wick to the high side and to the low side, but pretty much almost like an indecision candle here on the daily time frame here for Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. You can see that I have drawn out kind of like a bullish pennant that Bitcoin is in right now on the daily time frame here. We are still making higher lows here on Bitcoin, while still making lower highs here on the daily time frame here, and we're just in a tight consolidation pattern, which could still lead us to, we could still be bullish here on Bitcoin. What this consolidation is going to do for us is it's going to allow the RSI to cool down a little bit. We saw Bitcoin as high as like an RSI of like 75.94 on Monday, July 14th, right? About roughly 2 Mondays ago. And then the RSI has been coming down. Right now the RSI is currently sitting at 63.1. For my viewers who don't know what the RSI is, that's the relative strength index. It just measures how strong Bitcoin, or in this case how strong Bitcoin is. And right now Bitcoin's been too strong, but now we're getting back into neutral territory here. So with that being said, going back into the Bitcoin price here, we will most likely see some more consolidation here, trading sideways here, but yeah, Bitcoin seems to be fine for now, in my opinion. I see Idris is in the chat. Hi, how you doing, Idris? You doing pretty well? Okay. Yeah. It's good to see you make it on here. You want me to take a look at Sahara and Zebek? Alright, let me go ahead and put that in the next altcoins that we'll be talking about here soon. But yeah, Bitcoin, as long as it continues going sideways here, I still think we can treat this as a bull flag here. And let me just go ahead and just measure that out here. Bull flag is saying that, if we were to continue the measured move out of where we're currently trading at right now, it's showing that Bitcoin could get as high as $134,000. So I still think $134,000 Bitcoin is still a possibility here. Okay, we just have to wait a little bit longer here. And we are consolidating near the 0.786 retracement, which is still overly bullish in my opinion here. We have seen ourselves go down to the 0.618 retracement and the 0.65 retracement in some earlier days here. Let's see, we came down to 115,600 on Tuesday, July 15th. Okay, so not even actually, we actually front run the golden pocket here. We haven't even actually come down to the golden pocket. I mean, we still could come down to the golden pocket, and then maybe we'd have to adjust this this bull pennant that we're in right now. But so far, I still see us as being extremely bullish here on the Bitcoin price. I know we had some events that transpired earlier today over in Southeast Asia between Thailand and Cambodia. War is breaking out over there, but that doesn't seem to be affecting the price of Bitcoin too much. We're only down $200 on Bitcoin today. Okay, so yeah, I still think to the upside, we could see Bitcoin retest all-time highs, possibly get up to like $130,000. And then on the low side, I mean, it would be interesting if we actually come down to the golden pocket here at $114,000 Bitcoin. But yeah, that's our downside target as of now. If we can even get down there right now, Bitcoin is looking very strong, very bullish in my opinion. But it's just my opinion, not financial advice, not a fact, just an opinion. Okay. But yeah, I think we can still be bullish here on crypto and Bitcoin, as Bitcoin just takes a breather for now. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at some of your requests here, guys. You were talking about Sahara. All right, we could take a look at Sahara, and then Zebek. We can take a look at Zebek as well. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's try to get the amount of likes to match the amount of people in the live stream. And let me just quickly do a sound check, make sure the volume's good. Okay. Yep, I can hear myself. Good. I always gotta do a sound check because sometimes I forget to turn the mic on. So, anyways, let's look at the Sahara. I'm a little bit curious. Yeah, I know you requested this before. Let's see if we can take a look at it. Because I'm a little bit curious why you're so interested in Sahara. Do you mind telling in the comments here? I'm doing a TikTok live stream and a YouTube live stream, but do you mind telling my TikTok viewers here why what Sahara does and what the use case is? Because I'm a little bit curious why you keep requesting this one. Right now I see Sahara is down 30%, so ouch. Okay, we're at 10 cents right now, but that's after Sahara made a pretty big impulse move here on Wednesday. We saw Sahara go up 70% on Wednesday. What, that was yesterday, July 23rd? Okay, Sahara, I see you. But like this move has no sustaining power because, yeah, we went up 70% yesterday, but we're down 30% today on Sahara. So what gives, you know? This asset looks like it's relatively new. Looks like it started trading on Binance Exchange on Thursday, June 26th. We had this very interesting green candle, and then we kind of went sideways like the longest time. And then I don't know. I mean, was there like a marketing push or something? Did they announce something on Twitter or something? Because I'm seeing this big green candle, but then it's just all right. No staying power. Was there like a pump and dump? Because this is looking like a pump and dump to me, in my opinion. I'm not sure why you would want me to take a look at a pump and dump, but there's not much I can do besides just analyze the market structure. And to me, this kind of looks like a bull flag. Then you got a little pump, and then you got a dump. So this is very, very interesting, but I can't see how someone could actually make money on this if as soon as you make money, you lose it the next day. Okay, we got Tick Kaiser asking me about car. Okay, we'll take a look at that as well. We gotta look at Ethereum. Yep, we'll definitely look at Ethereum. And let's get into ZBEC, and then we'll take a look at the Ethereum. Okay. So looking at the ZBEC. And we're looking at the ZBEC currently trading at 0.0004 pennies, up 9% today. So ZBEC is catching some bids here, interestingly enough. And ZBEC is also making some higher lows here on the daily time frame. We got above this key 37,300 level that I've been eyeballing at. This is a level that I thought was very important for ZBEC to get above. And now hopefully we can start using that as support. And hopefully we never end up going below 37,300. Let's see, 37,300 as I zoom out some more. Do I have more data? No, I don't. Okay, so it looks like ZBEC started trading, at least on Mexi Exchange here, it started trading April 2024. So it's been around, but not too long, not as long as like Bitcoin or Ethereum. But, you know, with that said, you know, we got higher lows, and we're just, every time we come down, seems like we're getting support near the 50-day moving average, this green line. So, you know, if ZBEC does come down again one more time, I would expect it to come down to the 50-day moving average and hold it as support, because that seems like where traders and investors are agreeing that there should be support at that area. So, about 30,950 is where this green line, this 50-day moving average is at. If you want to start putting in your buy limit orders here, and just pay attention to, like, if ZBEC comes down to this 50-day moving average, we should probably click the buy button, because it seems like that's actually maintaining support for now. Okay, but yeah, going forward, we want to see ZBEC try to climb up to higher prices here, obviously, if we're bullish. Okay, I gave it a downside target. I think the 50-day moving average should hold. But if I quickly do a Fibonacci, right, retracement on ZBEC here, I expect us to continue climbing up until we get to this golden pocket level. This is the golden pocket 618 Fibonacci retracement, and that's at 53,000 points here for ZBEC. I think we can actually get up to that level. We might actually get rejected, but that's going to be like our first take profit target. And then the second take profit target will probably be the 0.786 if you want to raise it to like 61,100. Ultimately, I think we could get up to 71,000, but we first have to clear this level, this golden pocket here, and then maybe we can reach for this one before we can do a take profit target 3 at 71,993. So those are your upside targets for ZBEC as of now, just using Fibonacci analysis here. Okay. Moving on, we'll take a look at Ethereum. Let's take a look how Big Daddy Ethereum is doing out here. So Ethereum is currently trading at $3,720 here, up about 2.4%, up 90 bucks for the day. Catching some bids here, and yeah, I know I got this rainbow colored chart looking here. Let me get rid of the moving averages so I can clean things up a little bit, but this is just a big Fibonacci analysis where I measured from the top here back in December, where we saw Ethereum at $4,100 down to this swing low, or the low for the year, where we saw Ethereum get down to like 1,300 and what, 50 bucks or 70 bucks here. Okay, I measured from that level, and it gives us these Fibonacci levels that a lot of traders and investors all over the world are looking at Ethereum through the eyes of this Fibonacci. And look at how these levels magically get respected here. I mean, you know, for Ethereum, we were trading like near the golden pocket back in the middle of July here. But once we get past that golden pocket, we came up. We got past the 786 retracement, this blue area, which is at like $3,500. Okay, and then we came right back down to that $3,500 level. Now, if you looked at my last, my previous live streams here, you'll see that even though when Ethereum was at like $3,800, $3,700, I said there's a chance that we could see Ethereum come back to $3,500, and that would be right where the 786 retracement level is, and that's exactly what you got. You got that on the charts here. We came it down right to the T. Look at that. Look at these lines, these wicks came right down to that blue line at $3,500. And it looks like we might be getting a bounce off that level, and then who knows, maybe we might actually see $4,100 Ethereum going into sometime in August here. Maybe, I don't know, it could be later on this week, okay, depending upon how bullish we get. But I think Ethereum is marching on its way towards $4,100, which is just the high that we made back in December of 2024. And I think once we get up to that $4,100 level on Ethereum, there's going to be some investors and traders that bought Ethereum back in December of last year. And if they're just trying to get out and break even and call it a day, call it a bad year for themselves, then they're going to click the sell button when Ethereum gets to $4,100. And there's going to be a lot of resistance at that area. So I think $4,100 is the next upside target for Ethereum going forward. But of course, I'm pretty sure you guys are in it for the longer term here. You probably want to hear the higher numbers. So I still think the 1272 is still applicable here for Ethereum, where we could see a $4,800 Ethereum, which is basically where the all-time highs for Ethereum was, because that's the previous cycle. Back in 2021, we saw Ethereum get up to like $4,800. But once we get past that level, then there's a 1618 that says we could see a $5,700 Ethereum sometime maybe in 2025, later on in 2025. I'm going to give you those levels now. There's one more target of like $8,000 Ethereum. That would probably be later on in 2025 as well, maybe going into 2026 here. But as of now, the upside for Ethereum, just using Fibonacci here, we're looking for $4,100 on the upside for our near target. But on the downside, we could revisit $3,500 one more time just to make sure that it is support over here. I do like the fact that we got a tweezer bottom here, so this could be where investors confirm that this is the bottom, and now we're going back up to higher prices. But if we lose the 786 level here, then yeah, we could end up coming back down to the golden pocket, sitting at like 3,150 or even $3,000 Ethereum one more time, okay? But that could just be another higher low before we end up going to higher prices here. So I still think Ethereum is still looking bullish out there, especially if Bitcoin is going to continue being bullish as well. All right. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead and do that for me. Appreciate that. And Black Mama saying $4,400 Ethereum before the end of the week. That would be nice. I think that would get the altcoin season into full gear if that happens. We'll see a lot of altcoins going up if that's the case. Idris is asking me, is it a good time to buy ZBEC, or is it up, or is it already up a lot? I think you know, what I saw with ZBEC is that we were continuing making higher lows, and we're on our way to like higher prices. So yeah, I think, you know, now might be a good time to buy ZBEC. Not financial advice, never financial advice. I'm just some guy on YouTube and TikTok. I don't have my financial license to give you financial advice, but I you know, my opinion is that I think, you know, you could get into ZBEC and it might still has some room to go up to the upside, so you can probably make some more money as it continues going up. Let's see, we got Ticket Kaiser asking me about CAR with 2 R's. All right, we'll take a look at CAR with 2 R's. And then Crypto Guy is asking me, can I check XRP? Yeah, we'll take a look at XRP. Let me take a look at CAR first, because that request came in before you did. But yeah, CAR. Can you just a quick question for the guy that requested CAR? Can you tell me, are we looking a stock here, or is this a crypto? Because I have CAR Carrier Global Corporation. I can look at the stock if that's what you want me to look at, but if this is a crypto, which I think you're asking for, then yeah, let me know in the comments here. Okay, you say it's on Mexi and it's a crypto. All right, appreciate it. You know, I appreciate you clarifying that for me, and also telling me what exchange you want me to look at. So let's look at CAR USD T on Mexi exchange. Okay, so we're looking at CAR. Wow, okay, I see why this thing got your attention. This thing is up 56% today. So there are some cryptos out there still making a lot of money out there for some investors and traders out there. But let me, I never looked at this chart before. Let me just familiarize myself, see where this thing's been, so I can have a kind of idea as like where it might go next. And it looks like this crypto started trading April of 2024, came down, dropped, then we got another high, but it ended up being a lower high before we came back down again into the summer months here of 2024. And then of course this thing looks like it participated in the altcoin season that we had towards the end of 2024, only for it to then come down and do another roller coaster ride down. And anybody that bought here last summer, basically they round tripped that asset back to where they bought it at last summer. So you know, you could be buying right now, and you're basically buying at the same prices that people bought back in August of last year. Okay, let me go ahead and turn the VRVP, because I'm a little bit curious what that might look like. So I'm turning on the VRVP indicator, and that's that green and red indicator to the right. The green bars is the buys, and the reds is the sells. It just tells me the volume, that how much volume was being bought at and sold at different price levels here. And the most crucial level to look at with the VRVP on this asset is this blue line, this blue point of control line, sitting at 0.0011 penny. This is a crucial level that we need to hold if we're going to still be bullish. We can use this as support if we have to. But yeah, I see as this thing climbs up above the point of control, which we already are, you see the volume stop off, and I think the next upside target for CAR anomaly or CAR USDT is, I think it's going to be somewhere near 3,080. Seems this is going to be the value area high, this white line here. Looks like this is a line where we had some people buying and selling in December and November of last year, and also buying and selling near June and April of last year. And I just think this is a level that most likely is going to get, we might get a rejection if we do get up to this price level. But let me go ahead and now turn on the more familiar moving averages that you guys all know and can easily understand here. And you can see that we have different moving averages. I use the 200-day moving average. I highlight it as this is the red line, this 200-day moving average, and that's sitting at like 1579 here. So we clearly come above the 200-day moving average, only for us to come below it back here on July 19th. So we got rejected off of it. we peeked our head above it, but then we came below it and closed below it. But now this thing is basically showing that, you know, it's trying to make the statement that we want to get above the 200-day moving average and we want to be bullish on this asset. Now I'm not sure why the market is making this asset so bullish. Maybe they have some good news coming up here, or they just released some good news. But whatever this asset is, and I'm curious if you can tell me in the comments what this asset is trying to do for a use case here. But yeah, if you could just tell me what this thing does, because it looks like it's trying to be bullish. Anytime an asset, in my opinion, gets above this red line, this 200-day moving average, you're back to being bullish again. Okay, if you're below the red line, you're bearish. Above the blue line, above the red line, you can be bullish. Okay, so we can be bullish as long as we're above the 200-day moving average, and that's sitting at 1579. But I think if this thing, you know, decides to cool off a little bit, it could come down to the red line, that 200-day moving average, and use it as support, and that would be good because then we can consolidate and then try to go to higher prices here. Now let me take a look at the RSI real quick here, see if the RSI is overbought. And now the RSI, this is the red line here. We are in overbought territory, so you know, I would actually be taking profits if you have profits on this asset. I wouldn't be trying to put in a fresh long or put, you know, start buying some more of this cryptocurrency until we cool down on the RSI. Okay, but there's no guarantee that we're actually going to cool down. We could actually have another green day that sends us higher. So do what you wish with your money. Just know that there's a higher risk that this thing is going to come down rather than going up. Okay, and you know, if it does go up, I already gave you the levels here. I said 30,000. I'm sorry, 3,080, I believe. If I turn on the VRVP, yeah, you can see, you know, we have high volume node here first at 2,000, and then I see some volume here at 3,000 on the VRVP here. So those are your upside targets for CAR, just using the VRVP here. Okay. I see I got Lloyd in the chat. He wants me to take a look at Zeus. All right, we'll take a look at Zeus. Appreciate you coming to the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button. And Ticket Kaza is saying that we have cars on blockchain. Maybe a big listing soon. That's interesting. That's interesting. But yes, we will take a look at XRP. I got you on there. Okay. And then I got a request here for ICP. I appreciate you putting in that request. Alrighty. And then also I see we have did you make another request for Huevos? And then I see Caspa is also another request here as well. And Sulami Jola is saying ZBCN is a scam. Well, you know, you might know more than I do about it, but I'm just looking at the charts, and the chart says it's doing fine as of now. Okay, but if it is a scam, let me know. Let the rest of my viewers here know why it is a scam. If you know some relevant, crucial information about it, let me know why you think it's a scam. All right, but yeah, let's take a look at XRP. Yeah, F, I already did check Ethereum. I think Ethereum will hold above 3,500. If not, it's going to come down to $3,100. But if it continues being bullish, then I think Ethereum is going to go up to $4,100 before it gets, you know, some rejected or does some consolidation at that area. But right now, we're looking at XRP, currently trading at $3.19 right now. Let me go ahead and clean this chart up a little bit, get rid of the VRVP. $3.19. Let's see what has XRP done here. We're looking at the daily time frame here, and I have said that, you know, we could see XRP come down to the golden pocket level here. I said that before we even made this drop down here on Wednesday. I was like, you know, if XRP decides to come down, okay, hopefully we hold above 328, but if we don't, then it's going to come down to this golden pocket near $3. And what did XRP do today? XRP came down to $2.96. But you know what? XRP armies, they saw that and they immediately bought it back up again. Like I was expecting XRP army to do. You know, I know XRP armies, they're gonna probably hold the $3 level as best as they can, just like they did back here with holding above $2 throughout most of 2025. Okay, yeah, we did dip below $2 here on XRP back in like April. Okay, and I think we did the same thing back here for like one day here in June, but they pushed it right back up to $2 again the next few days here. And I just think that, you know, XRP Army is going to try to stay above $3 as best as they can. We might stay at $3 or in between $3 and $3.66 here. But if XRP can continue being bullish, right? If Bitcoin goes to new all-time highs again, then we could see XRP hit this 1272 level here at $4.13. $4.13 is my upside target for XRP making new all-time highs and going to price discovery mode. I think once XRP gets up to $4, there's going to be some more investors out there that are going to be saying, hey, you know what? $4 XRP sounds good to me, and I've been in it for a while. I bought it at 30 cents. I'm up like 10x on my XRP investment. They're probably going to hit the sell button when they see $4. But, you know, they'll probably hit the sell button when they see $5, or in this case, 1618 at $4.74. Those are your upside targets on XRP. And we still have this. I think this is going to happen in 2025. I think later on in 2025, you guys are going to see a $6.50 XRP, which is basically going to double everybody's money in XRP, which, you know, whoever's in XRP right now is going to basically double their money. Okay. But I think that's still a possibility for XRP. So yeah, I think downside target, we still hold $3. You know, maybe we come and visit this 0.5 retracement. Okay. But I just think psychologically, a lot of XRP investors are going to do their best to defend the $3 level and keep it above $3. And every time they see it go below $3, they're going to click the buy button and tell their friends and family to click the buy button. And I don't think XRP is actually going to stay below $3 for any time longer than a few days or a week. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you know, hold it to me if it does it. It's just my opinion. You know, I just think from what I know about XRP and how excited people get about XRP, I just believe it. You know, they're not going to let it go down to $3 and stay below $3. Okay, so that's your downside target, and then I give you the upside target. We'll probably revisit 366, but we'll most likely see $4.13 if XRP decides to go into price discovery mode and actually start becoming more bullish here. Alrighty, okay. XRP is going to shake out the paper hands. Yeah, it most likely will. I mean, if you're not able to hold through this, then you probably aren't built to be into crypto, because crypto does do these crazy dips here. We saw XRP go down 10% in one day. You know, that's just on a Wednesday in crypto, apparently, right? I was going to say Tuesday, but this happened on Wednesday. So, you know, going down 10% is just another Wednesday in cryptocurrency world. Okay, and if you can't handle that, then you're not built to be in crypto. Okay, this is probably just another buy the dip opportunity in my opinion. All right, let's see. We'll move on to some other cryptos here. We gotta take a look at the Caspa. Yeah, and was that a request for huevos? And then we'll look at ICP as well. Okay, so let's take a look at Caspa. And then, oh yeah, we gotta look at Zeus as well for my my buddy over here. So I'll probably look at Caspa, then Zeus, then ICP. How about that? Okay. All right, so now we're looking at Caspa right now. Currently trading at 10 cents, down 3.5% today. And I have marked a level here that you should be taking profit at 0.104 pennies, or basically where we're at right now. You gotta, I think this is a take profit area for Caspa, because I have done a Fibonacci analysis here on Caspa already, where we got as high as like 13 cents back in May of 2025 here, and then we saw that swing low down on June 22nd where we got down to 6 cents. There was a 0.618 retracement level here at 10.5 cents. And as you know, I've done previous analysis on Caspa, and I said, hey, when we get to 618, you should probably click the sell button. We actually came past the 618, and it looks like we got up to the 786. We got up to about 11, yeah, about 11.5 pennies, 0.118 pennies to be exact. So these levels are getting respected here. And we saw Caspa get rejected off the 0.786. Now we're coming right back down to the 618. Possibly, I think we might have came down to the 0.5 retracement here. Yeah, we did. We came down to the 0.5 retracement at 9.5 pennies. We did that earlier today. So Caspa's getting bounced around between these Fibonacci levels here. You're gonna get bounced around between 9.5, 10.5, and 11.5 cents here. But I like the fact that we are now above the 200-day moving average on Caspa, so I can continue being bullish on Caspa. I want to see Caspa start making higher highs though. We got to get past the highs here that we've seen here in May, where we saw Caspa as high as like 13 cents. I think that could be coming up on deck maybe for August or September. We might see Caspa try to revisit the 13-cent level, and it might get rejected there again. But that could also be another buy the dip opportunity for Caspa. So I think you're doing just fine on Caspa. You're above the moving averages here, and you're just working through these Fibonacci levels here, which magically seem to be working here for Caspa. Okay, so that's Caspa in a nutshell. We'll go ahead and take a look at Zeus, and I see John 316's in the chat here. John, we actually looked at ZBCN earlier today. I think ZBN's doing fine, but I will take a look at Kronos for you. I got you. I'm gonna have to, you know, cause I'm looking at your request right now. We do have a few other cryptos we gotta look at, but I will get to Kronos. And if you want to just rewatch this live stream, you'll see what I said about ZBCN. But I'm still bullish on ZBCN. I think downside we gotta stay above 30,000 on ZBCN. All right, so we'll take a look at Zeus now, and then ICP. And guys, this is going to be a short live stream, about like a 1 hour live stream. I could probably do like a couple of more requests here, but I got to do some other things here. I'm actually kind of on vacation right now, so yeah, I'm doing my best to try to live stream for you guys while also trying to enjoy my vacation here as well. All right. So we're currently trading at about 17 cents here for Zeus. Zeus, what are you doing here, Zeus? Looks like you kind of bottomed out here in June 26 at like 13 cents. This is the first time I ever looked at this asset, so I'm just trying to familiarize myself. But I'm assuming, just like a lot of the other cryptocurrencies and assets out there, this thing had a pretty good, you know, December of last year in January when we had a little bit of altcoin season going on here. Okay, yeah, I can see that. And you've been making low highs, lower lows here up until recently. Now you're starting to make higher lows here on the daily time frame. That's good to see. Are you actually making higher highs though? Looks like we got as high as 18 cents on July 21st. And I believe that's above, nope. So no, we're on Monday, June 16th, we got as high as 23 cents. And let's see. Oh, I take that back. I was looking at the wrong number. We did get above, sorry, so we marginally got above this high here in June. We are making a higher high. We got up to almost 24 cents here on July 21st. That's higher than the 23 cents here on June 16th. So you are qualifying by making higher highs here. Now I want to see you continue making higher highs. I think the next higher high that we got to get above is right over here on May 12th when we saw this thing at 31 cents. I'm betting you 31 cents is where this 200-day moving average is. Yep, this 200-day moving average, this red line, is probably where we're going to get rejected. So if this thing starts climbing back up again, expect when you get to like 30 cents, 31 cents, you're going to get rejected most likely off this 200-day moving average, where some people are probably targeting that as a take profit target, and they're going to start selling their crypto here. Or in this case, they're going to start selling their Zeus when they get to like 30 cents here. So I think that's your upside target for now. Right now, you kind of do have the 100-day and the 50-day. The 100-day has act as resistance here on Monday, July 21st. I think that might act as resistance again going forward if you go to higher prices here. And then as far as lower prices, just continue your uptrend, and I think you'll be fine. If you lose this uptrend, then there might be something wrong with this asset, and you might want to start considering getting out. But I think you can put your stop loss right here at like 14 cents, maybe 14.5 cents below this candlewick low here at 15 cents, and I think as long as you're able to hold above 15 cents, you're going to be fine on Zeus. If not, there might be something wrong, and you might have to continue going down the lower prices before you can generate enough demand to continue being bullish on this asset. All right, so I think we have to now look at ICP. ICP. ICP currently trading at $5.51, down 0.5%. And look at this, right? Clearly getting rejected off the 200-day moving average. This 200-day moving average was sitting at $6.25, and that's literally where you came up to on Monday, July 21st. That was this week. And you're getting rejected. But looks like you're getting some support here at this level that I highlighted at $5.48, and also getting a little bit of support off the 100-day moving average. That blue line, that light blue line, sitting at $5.35. I think these are levels that a lot of traders are looking at, so you should definitely be using these moving averages. I use the 200-day, the 100-day, and the 50-day moving average, and I also use this white line. This is the 21 EMA. It's a good level to use, especially if you're doing shorter time frames. If you're day trading, I like using the 21 EMA in my opinion, which is the 21 exponential moving average. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think as long as you're continuing making higher lows here and higher highs, you'll be fine on ICP. I want to see this thing get above right here at $6.31 is the next high watermark that I want to see ICP get above for higher prices. Okay. But yeah, this is very interesting. You are still making higher lows, and you are kind of making higher highs here. You got rejected off the 200-day moving average. I want to see this thing get above $6.31. $6.31 is your next target price, in my opinion. Let me go ahead and highlight that so we can look at that in the future. Get above this level here at $6.32, $6.31. Yeah. Alright, so that's your upside target for ICP. Let's move on to Kronos. Alright, so I got Kronos currently trading at almost 12.5 cents, about 1.27 pennies to be exact. And this thing is currently up 4.2% today. I don't know if that's a good exchange for Kronos. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, let's look at Kronos on Coinbase here. Yeah, I got some more data to work with here. So yeah, Kronos is we have looked at Kronos before. You know, stay above 11.5 cents. I think you're doing fine. Okay. I highlighted 8 cents was a downside target, but looks like we haven't come down to threaten to go down to that level here. I think these moving averages got to catch up to Kronos. I think Kronos might actually be considered overbought. Let's take a look at the RSI real quick. Yeah, I'm already seeing it right now. RSI is currently at 77.95 on Kronos, so you are overbought. You were even more overbought earlier this week on Tuesday, when we saw Kronos as high as 82 on the RSI. So this leads me to believe that Kronos is probably done going up for now. It's going to be a lot harder for it to go up in price than it is to just go sideways or just even come back down to like 11.5 cents. But if it does come down, I think this 11.5 cent area is going to be where you get your initial support. But I mean, you could come down even further, probably down to this 21 EMA, which is rushing to come in and save the day here. This 21 EMA is sitting at 10 cents is that number for the 21 EMA. We could come down to 10.5 cents before we start getting some bid orders here. But I think initially 11.5 cents is going to be where people start trying to buy Kronos if it does come down to this level here. But I think you'll be fine on Kronos. I think Kronos has already made its move. It's already made its money. Hopefully you took profit If not, maybe consider taking some profit. And then you can buy back in again if it goes down to 11.5 cents or even 10.5 cents here. But I highly doubt that we're just going to continue this upward trajectory that we did on Kronos, unless things go crazy in Bitcoin world and we see Bitcoin go up to $130,000 like tomorrow or tonight. And then yeah, I think Kronos could actually continue going up to like 14 cents or maybe even 15 cents. Let me go ahead and turn on the VRVP here real quick, and we'll see where the levels might be if we continue to go up to higher prices. And yeah, 14.5 cents is still a target zone where you got a lot of resistance at that level. And then you got 16 cents. This white line is the value area high. That's probably going to be where you get some more resistance if this thing does continue going up to higher prices. You're welcome, Lloyd. Thank you. And appreciate the good wishes about me having a good vacation. I'm just getting started here. I'm going to try to go live as much as I can whenever I can. But, you know, just bear with me, guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to go live tomorrow, to be honest. But I'll try to put out some videos if I can. Alright, so that's Kronos in a nutshell. Let's see what we got here for some comments here. Okay, Pure Essence wants you to look at Fetch AI. Okay. And then Claudeski wants you to look at Pepe. Damo wants to look at Pendle. Alright, so we'll do Pendle. I'm sorry, no, we're gonna do we'll do Pepe first, then Fetch AI, and then Pendle, and then that's gonna be it for this live stream. I gotta get onto it. I gotta close out the live stream. I was just gonna do a 1 hour live stream, but I appreciate you guys coming out here and showing the likes and the follows and the subscribes. Somebody's asking me about where can you short what? What exactly are you asking me about for shorting? What are you trying to short? Are you talking about Kronos here? Because we're looking at Kronos right now. But yeah, let me look at Pepe and then Fetch AI and then Pendle. So we're moving on to Pepe. Let me get rid of this for now. Okay. What site do you use to short Kronos? I don't know. Maybe you might be able to short it on Mexi Exchange. I know Mexi has a lot of coins out there for derivatives trading. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head if Mexi is trading Kronos perpetuals, but geez, I was just on Kronos. I gotta go back to Kronos, to be honest with you, but I mean, I think you could short it right now. I don't want to switch charts right now, but you could short it right now, but you would take it down to like 10.5 cents or 9.5 cents as your take profit target for Kronos. But yeah, I already said Kronos is overbought and overheated on the RSI, so you could consider shorting it now, to be honest. But let's get back into Pepe. Pepe is currently trading at 12.52, down 1.6%. And actually, I don't know what your screen name is here, but you're asking me about Link. I'm gonna ask you to save that request for the next live stream, or you could come join the Meet Damien Discord channel, and I can actually look up that chart for you. I have done previous like chart analysis, you know, where someone made a request for Teller, and I gave them my thoughts about Teller. You can ask for the Meet Damien link, Discord link. If you follow me and then send me a message, I'll be able to send you the invite link, so you can come join the Meet Damien channel here. Okay, just let me know and I'll send you that link. I mean, if you can look at it right now, that's the Discord link right there, but I can send this link to you so you can make that request on the Discord, and then we can look at it together on Discord. Let's go back to Pepe here. Let me finish up my analysis on Pepe. So Pepe, right? Let me get rid of the VIVP for now. Pepe is above the 280 moving average, above the 50-day, above most of the moving averages here. Looks like Pepe had a pretty good week here, so I'm expecting Pepe to probably be. Oh no, it's not overbought, but it was overbought for a moment here on Tuesday, and now Pepe's RSI has dropped down significantly. This might actually be a buying opportunity for Pepe. Pepe might actually get support off this 21 EMA sitting at 12.18. If not, I expect it maybe to get some support at 11.11, where this 50-day moving average is sitting at. But Pepe is just very interesting here. I mean, this is... if we don't get above this high here on May 23rd for Pepe, sitting at 1633, then this is going to be considered a double top. I think right now you could do a take profit target at 1600 for Pepe, or maybe even 1630 if you want to be really slick with it. But this could end up being a double top, and then we might get rejected and go down. I'm not sure how Pepe's going to hold up when it gets up to 1600. But let me go ahead and look at a different exchange here for Pepe. USDT. So yeah, I got a lot more data to look at here with Pepe currently trading at 1250. Yeah, I got a 1272 Fibonacci saying that this thing could get up to like 1900. Could be a take profit target, and then another target here at 2300. You got a 1618 at 2300 here for Pepe. I think those are your upside targets for Pepe. If you can get past 1600, I still think 1600 is your near-term take profit target 1, and then you got your take profit target 2 here at 1900, and your take profit target 3 at 2300 for Pepe. Alrighty, so those are your upside targets for Pepe, and then I think downside, like I said, stay above 1100. If you can't stay above 1100, then there might be something wrong, and you might have to come down to lower levels if that's the case. Alright, oh man, I just made the chart all cluttered here. Alright, so that's Pepe, and then what's the next one we gotta look at? Fetch AI, that's right, we gotta look at Fetch AI. And then I'm going to look at Pendle, and then that's going to be it for this live stream. Chainlink, I'll have to save that for the next live stream, or you can make a request for it in the Meet Damien Discord. But yeah, we're looking at Fetch AI now, currently trading at 72 cents on the daily time frame here. We saw Fetch AI actually get above the 200-day moving average, this red line here, so that's good to see. Didn't look like it was too hard to do so. It was building up some consolidation around like 70 cents here, and then all we had to do was peek our head above up to like 80 cents here, 88 cents, and that was enough to get us above the 200-day moving average, which is now sitting at like 75 cents. I think this is going to be a battle between 70 cents and 85 cents here until Pepe can prove that it can stay above the 200-day moving average. I'm sorry, Fetch AI can prove that it can stay above the 200-day moving average. And when it does that, then I think it could be off to the races here for Fetch AI. The next high that it needs to beat is this high that it made here on May 23rd, when we saw this thing get as high as almost $1, about 99 cents, is going to be your take profit target 2. Okay, take profit target 1 is going to be 88 cents, but take profit target 2 is going to be about 99 cents on Fetch AI. And then I think after that, you're going to see probably some more resistance at $1.30, $1.33, where we were trading at that level for the most part back in November and December and January of 2025 here. But if I go ahead and turn the VRVP, I bet you the VRVP says the same thing. Yeah, once you get past 88 cents here, the volume on the VRVP drops like a rock. You got a big gap here at $1. So $1 might not even act as resistance, to be honest with you, until we get to like maybe $1.08. Maybe people might actually click the sell button when they see it get to $1, and it might have to go a little bit further because some people might not even be paying attention. But then the next target after that is going to be, like I said, $1.29, $1.30, $1.35 is your value area high. This is where your resistance is going to be for Fetch AI. Mainly because all these people who bought at $1.30, they thought they caught the bottom in like November and December. Only for it to then drop like a rock here in February. Yeah. So those are your upside targets on Fetch AI. Downside, you're kind of already at your point of control here. But if you lose this point of control, then you might come down to the 100-day moving average at 66 cents. That could be where you get your last line in the sand to hold for support. Because if you can't hold that, then you're probably going to revisit the low here back in June 22nd. Where we saw this thing at 54 cents all over again. But yeah, hold 66 cents if you're not able to hold where you're currently at right now. For Fetch AI. Alright, we'll move on to Pendle. Pendle on Binance Exchange. Pendle currently trading at $4.30, down 1.8% today. And we got the VRVP, why not? I mean, you guys must be getting a little bit more familiar with the VRVP and how it works after I've just been using it on this live stream for a while here. Right now, Pendle is looking more bullish than Pepe and and Fetch AI because it's above its value area. This value area high is sitting at $4.16. We could use this as support before we go up to higher prices again for Pendle. But if we lose that level, then there might be some support at like $3.97. $3.97 or basically roughly $4 might be where we get some support at for Pendle. Alright, but I thought like the 50-day moving average could also act as support at 380, 383 here. And going forward, I would want to see Pendle continue making higher highs here. And if it does make a higher high, I do see a high volume node here at $5.45. This is a level that a lot of people bought back in December and November of last year. So they're probably going to want to click sell when it gets back there to $5.45, and they'll be basically break even. So you can go join those people and click the sell button at like $5.45 if you feel like you made a good enough profit here on Pendle. But you know, if Pendle continues to go higher, then you know, we could see Pendle go back up to the highs here in December where we saw a $7 Pendle. Has it been higher than that? No. Looks like we almost have like a triple top at the $7.40, $7.20 area. So I think once you get to $7, you should probably get out of this asset because you're pushing your luck. Hoping that it does go to higher prices here. And you would need probably some more good use case or fundamentals to push it past $7 in my opinion here. I think $7 is where you should get out of this asset if you're in this for the long term. But I don't know, you could be in it for the longer term. And you know, kudos to you if you want to continue going higher. But I think $7, you might not see $7 again because that will end up being almost like a quadruple top at that level. Alright, let's see, let me try to catch up on the comments here. Wait, we're not doing any more requests. I already did my you know, live stream long enough here. I have some things I need to do, and yeah, I'm actually on vacation, so I'm trying to enjoy my vacation while also helping you guys out here. But I will try to look at these. If you guys come back on another live stream here, we can look at these assets here. But that's going to be it for the requests. If you feel like you really want me to go over your asset, go on to the Meet Damien Discord, and I will send you guys an invite link here. Okay, you guys have to message me on TikTok, and I will send you the link in the messages here, so you can come join the Meet Damien Discord server. It's a free Discord. You're not going to get charged, and I will, you know, go over whatever asset you want me to look at as best as I can when I get around to it. Okay. like I did for you know, my buddy Claw Noom here. Okay, I responded to it. He asked me about it. Okay, he said could I do Teller TRB, and I did it for him. All right, gave him the upside target and my opinion, and I gave him like a take profit target. Okay, so go in the messages, message me, and tell me, hey Damien, can you send me the Discord link, and I'll send it over to you, and then we'll continue on from there. But that's going to be it for this live stream. We'll take a look at Bitcoin on the way out, see what Bitcoin's doing, and then that's going to be it for today. We can see Bitcoin currently trading at $118,400. I see Bitcoin continuing this consolidation here. But if Bitcoin decides to break out to the upside out of this bullish pennant, we could see $134,000 Bitcoin, which is this blue number here, which would put it in between the 1272 and the 1618, between $130,000 $138,000. This is my target zone for Bitcoin, probably in the next week or the next month here. I think we could see Bitcoin get up to those prices. Obviously, we got to get past the all-time high of $123,000 if that's the case. But if Bitcoin decides to go down for whatever reason, and not in a good way, then we could see Bitcoin go down to the 618 golden pocket retracement at $113,000 Bitcoin. I think $113,000, $114,000 Bitcoin could be the next downside targets, where we threatened to go down that low back on Tuesday, July 15th, but not quite really. We actually got front run a little bit, and we are still creating higher lows on the daily time frame. But I think Bitcoin, right, keep making those higher lows, show us that the 618 is not going to come into play here. Show us that the 786, this $117,000 level, is still acting as support, and then yeah, we're gonna have to start taking this thing up to higher prices, because people are gonna get more comfortable with seeing Bitcoin at $100,000, $120,000, and they're gonna start believing that Bitcoin could go to $200,000, or at least, at the very least, $130,000. So yeah, that's my opinion right there, and I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. That's gonna be it for today, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Take care, guys.